Rain drummed against the ancient stones of Istanbul's Grand Bazaar as midnight approached. The labyrinthine corridors, usually alive with merchants' calls and tourists' chatter, lay shrouded in silence. Only the soft glow of brass lanterns illuminated the locked stalls, their light dancing across centuries-old archways. Tonight, the bazaar held secrets darker than its shadowed alcoves. In the heart of this ancient marketplace, where empires had risen and fallen, where Byzantine gold had changed hands for 1,000 years, death was about to make its presence known. Mehmet Ozan adjusted his ornate pocket watch as 5 figures emerged from the shadows. The renowned antiquities dealer had summoned them here for a midnight auction. A Byzantine dagger, its blade still sharp after 8 centuries, its handle encrusted with emeralds that caught the lamplight like captured stars. Elena Volkov clutched her pearls nervously, her phone buzzing with creditors' demands. Professor Hartwell polished his glasses, academic calm masking fierce desire. Dimitri's gold chains clinked as he shifted impatiently, while Sarah Chen's fingers danced across her tablet, calculating bids she couldn't afford. Each held a key to the locked stall where the treasure waited. The scream pierced the bazaar's ancient silence like the blade itself. Yasmin, Mehmet's young assistant, had found him slumped over the auction table, the Byzantine dagger buried deep between his shoulder blades. Blood pooled across the silk cloth where the weapon should have rested safely. The emeralds on its handle seemed to wink mockingly in the lantern light. The locked stall had become a tomb, its heavy wooden door secured from within. Outside, rain continued its relentless rhythm against the bazaar's windows, as if the heavens themselves wept for the merchant's fate. Inspector Kemal Demir's weathered face showed no surprise as he surveyed the locked chamber of death. 20 years walking these ancient streets had taught him that greed was as old as the stones beneath his feet. The 5 collectors huddled together like conspirators, each clutching their individual keys. Keys that had granted access to both treasure and murder. "No one leaves," he declared, his voice echoing off the vaulted ceiling. "One of you has blood on your hands, and before this night ends, I will know whose." The inspector's sharp eyes catalogued every nervous gesture, every averted gaze. Under the inspector's methodical questioning, the collector's facades began to crumble like ancient plaster. Eleanor's debts to Russian oligarchs had reached dangerous levels. The dagger was her last hope for survival. Professor Hartwell admitted his museum faced budget cuts that threatened his career and reputation. Dimitri's shipping empire teetered on bankruptcy, hidden behind gold chains and bravado. Sarah's tech startup had burned through investors' millions, leaving her desperate for any asset to liquidate. Each confession deepened the shadows that danced across their faces, revealing motives as sharp as the murder weapon itself. Inspector Demir's investigation uncovered more than desperation. It revealed deception. Hidden beneath Mehmet's auction table lay an ornate Ottoman chalice, its silver rim stained with residue. "Aconitine," the inspector murmured, recognizing the poison's signature. "Wolf's bane, tasteless, odorless, and deadly within minutes." Yasmin trembled as she remembered serving tea from delicate glasses before the auction began. The killer had planned more than a simple stabbing. They had intended to poison their victim first, making the dagger wound appear to be the cause of death. But Mehmet's final moments had been a struggle, disrupting the carefully laid plan. All eyes turned to Professor Hartwell when Inspector Demir revealed the damning evidence. A university botanical guide to toxic plants, found in the professor's jacket pocket. "You had access to aconitine through your museum's herbarium," the inspector stated coldly. The academic's face went pale as moonlight. "I carry that guide everywhere," he protested, his scholarly composure finally cracking. "It's for identifying artifacts." But his colleague's stares burned like the brazier's coals. Eleanor stepped back, her pearls catching the light as she distanced herself from the accused man. The professor's reputation, built over decades, crumbled in moments. The locked chamber erupted in accusations as civilized facades shattered completely. "Hartwell needed that dagger for his dying museum," Dimitri bellowed, his gold chains jangling with his gestures. Sarah's cool composure evaporated. "The professor's been desperate since the university cuts." Elena's voice rose shrilly. "He has access to poisons." But Inspector Demir watched silently, his experienced eyes noting details others missed. The real killer was allowing the chaos, encouraging it, hiding behind the pointing fingers and raised voices. In the amber lamplight, truth and deception danced together like shadows on the ancient walls. Inspector Demir raised his hand, and silence fell like a heavy curtain. "The killer made one fatal mistake," he announced, his voice cutting through the tension. "Elena Volkov, you claimed you served the tea before the auction began. But Yasmin confirms she prepared and served all refreshments. You had no access to the cups." Elena's face went white as Byzantine marble. "The poison was in your pearl necklace, a hollow compartment, an old smuggler's trick. You poisoned Mehmet's tea when you leaned over to examine the dagger, then stabbed him when the poison didn't work fast enough. Your debts to dangerous men made you desperate enough for murder." As dawn broke over Istanbul's ancient skyline, Elena Volkov was led away in handcuffs, her designer dress now crumpled, her pearl necklace evidence of her crime. The Grand Bazaar's morning vendors found the corridors unusually quiet, unaware that murder had stalked their ancient marketplace in the night. The Byzantine dagger, cleaned of Mehmet's blood, would find its way to a museum after all, a memorial to both its beauty and the price of desperate greed. Rain still whispered against the windows, washing the stones clean, as if time itself sought to heal the wounds left by one dark night of betrayal.